So the photos that accompanied the Facebook ad, which has got the tiny home or the container home, fold-out home, whatever you want to call it, the fold-out home for sale in Rockhampton. And I was hoping it would be something like this that we'd see. I was hoping we'd see it set up. I mean, the plans are there, which are good, and the photos of inside, and it looks promising. And but what we really saw didn't really match this. It was a folded-up version of the home that we saw. Close up on the plans, so you can see it's about 5.8 metres wide by about 6 metres long. Okay, so about 17, 18 feet by about 18, 19, 20 feet, something like that. So about a fairly decent size. Got 2 bedrooms, little bathroom, large living area, little tiny kitchen. That's the plan for the house there. So I was hoping to see something like this. So I was hoping to see this and be able to walk through it, which would have been lovely. I could have checked out the windows and looked at the windows wind out. And so I wanted to see how security screens or fly screens would work. I wanted to check out the cupboards and the quality. I want to check out the bathroom and the quality, flooring, tap on the walls, bang on the walls, work out how I can install air conditioners, all those sorts of things that I wanted to do. So that's what I was hoping to see. But sadly, it wasn't quite like that. Here's what we actually saw in Rocky. The container is all, or the house is all folded up, wrapped in heavy duty wrapping plastic, and it's inside a warehouse in Stanley Street in Rockhampton, just not far from the river, not far from the city centre either. And so it's all folded up. And what the idea is that these walls fold down, and that becomes the floor, and then another panel folds out, that becomes the roof, and then other panels fold out or attach, and they become the walls. So the folded out unit's going to be 3 times this size that you see here. It's going to be 3 times wider, but the same length. Okay, so that's the idea with the fold-out homes. The walls and the roof fold out for the other parts. There's a view from the other side, and you can see that's a big flooring panel that folds down. So that becomes your floor, and then the roof is tucked in behind there. The roof that folds out. Apparently, you need 2 men for about 8 hours to fully set up the cabin, but that might not include levelling it and installing footings and legs and all that sort of stuff. It's just basically folding out the panels, which you need special tools for, and screwing in the kitchen cupboards and setting everything up. And the 8 hours doesn't include hooking up the water or the gas or the electricity or the toilet. That's all extra as well. So 8 hours just to set up the basic cabin so that it's ready to start doing the final touches on. So here's a short clip I found of the folding the cabin out and back in again, just to show you how it all goes together. It takes at least 2 men. The videos I've seen of people doing this, it's had 4 men doing it, and also some specialised tools where you got hydraulic jacks and stilts and things to hold things up so it doesn't come crashing down on you while you're doing it, because these panels are very heavy. Okay, so that gives you an idea of how it goes together and comes back again and folds out and folds in. So this is what the interior of the cabin looks like. It's a bit of a mess, I've got to say. In fact, I was quite shocked how messy it was. So these are the kitchen cupboards that are going onto the wall. They're only skinny cupboards. There's only a very, very small, tiny kitchen. A kitchenette is barely what I'd call it. There's a kitchen sink and this base cupboard, and then the unit that goes above it. So there's no L shape, there's no island bars, there's no stools, there's no breakfast bar. It's the bare minimum kitchen you could possibly think of. A kitchen sink and nothing else. No fridge, no freezer, no oven, no hot plates, no convection hoods, nothing. It's just the bare minimum. It does look like there's a nice little skylight in the roof there. There might be 2 skylights, or maybe they're lights. I can't remember now. And that's basically it. So it's a bit of a mess inside because Australian Customs have been going through it to make sure there's no drugs hidden in it and no asbestos. Apparently there were holes drilled in the cabin in 5 or 6 places to confirm there was no drugs or asbestos hidden anywhere. So I couldn't see any of the drill holes, so I don't know how big they are. I don't know whether they're in the middle of the walls or in the corners. I don't know how easy it's going to be to obscure the holes or fill the holes. I've got no idea on anything like that yet. So there's a lot of unknowns with the little cabin, and the state of it was pretty shocking. To be honest, I was pretty shocked. In addition to the cabin, there was also a veranda that's included, just like a flooring basically. So you got flooring there. It's I think it's about 2.4 metres or 2.8 metres across, and the whole thing goes to about 6 metres across. So it goes all across the front of the cabin and about 3 metres wide or so. And it's got these PVC veranda rails that are included as well. I'm not sure how strong anything is. The flooring in the deck and the materials all look strong. Whether it's painted with anti-rust paint and galvanised and properly sealed for the salt air and stuff, I don't know. I don't think it is, to be honest. These cabins are all built in China, and I'm pretty sure they would build them to the lowest possible cost. With that being said, it does look like it's quite a strong unit. They're, I wouldn't be surprised if you got 50 years out of it if you look after it and keep it painted. But like I say, they're not cyclone rated. There's no cyclone rating at all for them, although they are strong. They're visibly strong. You can see they're made out of steel, and so whether you get them approved as a home or not, I don't know. I don't think so. Whether the council would approve them or not, I don't know. I don't think so. Whether they'd send up to super strong Category 5 cyclones or not, I don't know. I don't think so. Not without extra bracing or cabling or wiring down or whatever to secure it. But that's basically what you're getting. You're getting a cheap little house for the money. And this one here, as far as tiny homes go, this one here was a bit disappointing. Oh, while I'm on it as well, onto the subject of screening. We live in areas where there's lots of flies and at times mosquitoes and things like that. So putting screening on the windows is something you really need to think about, and security screens as well. So the windows in the cabin were all wind-out windows. As you can see here, you wind a little handle, and the window winds out from the wall. In other words, moves out from the wall outside the cabin. Nice little idea, but makes it very hard to fly screen and security screen. Do you have fly screens that fit on the inside, or do you have fly screens that sort of fold out with the window and somehow flex? And if you want security screens, what do you do then? You want to be able to sleep with your windows open and in summer, and you want security screens. What do? You're going to have to fit some sort of panel inside there that fits around the handle to wind it. So screening these things is going to be tricky, a tricky prospect, and security screening them even more so. And even the front door doesn't come with a security screen or a fly screen. So whether it's a standard size or not, I don't know. If these things are all built to the lowest cost, then they probably won't be a standard size that's standard in Australia. Who knows? The man that's selling this one says he's got 6 of them in Byron Bay, on his land in Byron Bay next to his house. He's a really nice Sri Lankan guy, and he lives in Sri Lanka and he lives in Australia 6 months of the year in each place. I think it's for tax reasons. Good luck to him anyway. And but really nice guy. And but he's got 6 of them on his land at Byron Bay next to his house in Byron, and he rents them all out for $300 or $350 a week each to permanent rentals. And I said, good luck to him on that. I don't want to be part of that. But I've looked behind the curtain. I've seen what's behind the curtain of house rentals and motels and things. I don't want to do it ever again. But that's not what I'm thinking about here for this one. That's for Mum. Okay, so in conclusion, how does it look? So the cons or the negatives, we've got it's made in China. Not against anything to do with things that are made in China, although they tend to be pretty lousy quality, let's be honest, for the most part. Certainly the stuff they send over here. They might keep all the good stuff, who knows? But it's made in China. We can't check the quality. We don't know where it's made. We can't walk around a factory and see how it's made. All those sorts of things. If it was made in Brisbane from steel made in Australia, we could know the quality. If it's made in China, we don't know what it's all about. We don't know whether it's galvanised or galvanised dipped or primed with anti-rust paint or whatever. We don't know. We just don't know. So made in China, there's a lot of question marks about that. Is it council approvable? I don't know, and I don't think so. To be honest, I just don't think it would be. I don't think council would see it as a legal house. Is it insurable? Will an insurance company insure it? I don't know. Will they insure it as a house? I don't think so. I don't think it counts as a house. Okay. If it doesn't have council approval and it's not cyclone rated, insurance companies aren't going to touch it on the coast. That's for sure. So, mortgage? Could you get a mortgage on it if you need to borrow money? Again, if it's not council approved, not insurable, you won't get a mortgage. Okay, unless you can put something else up as collateral, like some land or another property or something, or a term deposit. So you're not going to get a mortgage on it unless you've got extra assets that you can use as collateral. It's got no cyclone rating at all. Okay. It's got no fly screens or security screens, and fitting those is going to be ugly and a bit of a bit of a complex and probably expensive task. You're going to need to build boxes on the outside of the building or boxes on the inside where the fly screens and security screens can go, and they'll look ugly. It'll take away from the look of the house. And if you've got the boxes on the inside of the window, you could be banging your shoulders or head on it or something. So, yeah, that's a bad one, that one. It's got a small air conditioner in the bathroom. Okay, it's got an air conditioner. It's been sold as an air-conditioned cabin. It's got a little tiny air conditioner, like the smallest air conditioner you've ever seen, a little box air conditioner in the bathroom there, which is going to cool the whole cabin. You're going to need to put some serious air conditioning in the rest of the cabin. Maybe a split system or two, maybe. Who knows? And the house is all folded up. The other negative is the house is all folded up. You cannot see the quality. You cannot go around and wind the windows out and wind them back in. You cannot go and turn the plumbing on and off. You can't do and check out the kitchen and turn the taps on and off and open the cupboards and see what the quality's like. You can't do any of that. It's all packed up. Okay, so you can't see the quality. You can't see whether it's complete. I don't know whether it's complete. Are all the kitchen cupboards there? Are all the legs there that go underneath the house? There should be legs. There was all screw holes in the metal plates that came down. Is there enough legs to get to fill each screw hole? I don't know. How sturdy is it when you walk around? If you walk around the cabin, does the floor move and the cabin buckle? I don't know. Okay, and also what damage was done when the drilling was done by Australian Customs? Do they use great big drill bits or little tiny drill bits? Where are they? In the middle of walls? In the floors? In the corners out of the way? Who knows? I don't know. There's so many questions. That's another negative, really, is there's so many questions about it. The pros or positives? Well, it seems solid. It seems well made. I doubt, I reckon at the very least, as long as you look after it, you'll get at least 50 years out of it. It's got to last longer than a caravan, surely. Unless there's huge storms or the paint chips off and rusts and you don't take care of it, you don't take care of the rust or something. As long as you keep it looked after and painted and check the frame, and I think you've got to get at least 50 years out of it, surely. It's a cute little house. They are sweet little houses. They're cheap. It's certainly cheap. This one's $45,000 with the decking. You can buy them in Brisbane or towards Brisbane for around about $33,000. Okay, that's without the decking. But then they come with bigger kitchens. So I don't really want the decking. I'm happy to put pavers out or concrete. But the decking's there, so you sort of got to take it in this case. I don't think you'll sell it without. I don't think you'll sell it and take 10 grand off if you don't take the decking. I don't think that's an option. You could live in it while you save up to buy a bigger house or build a bigger house. So you could live in it to save up money, say paying rent or whatever. That could be a good thing to do if you're in that boat. If you want to rent it out, I've had rental houses, I've had motels. I don't want to ever do it again. It would have to be a friend or someone I work with that's a good, reliable person. I'm not going to rent out to. No, I've done that. I'd rather throw money down the toilet than go through those battles again. And for me, for what I'm looking for is a granny flat for mum. And this would make a nice little granny flat. It's a bit on the small side, but with these tiny houses and these folder houses, you can buy extensions and bolt them together. And they do go together a little bit like Tetris, as far as I know. So you can put them together and join them up, and put bolts through, I guess, and brackets through and whatever. So that's my summary of how things look. The house is only $45,000. That's what he's asking, $45,000. I did get a quote for putting it on my land, which is down near Emu Park, and to put it in a shipping container, a nice shipping container, which I buy, a 20-foot shipping container, and slide the house in because he only wants to move it inside a shipping container. He doesn't want to move it in case the sides fall out when he's driving or whatever, or in case it gets damaged from the straps he's got to put over. So he'll only ship it in a shipping container. So you could either rent a shipping container or buy a shipping container. And I said, well, I'm open to buying a shipping container, 20-foot shipping container, 40-foot, whatever. So with a shipping container, a nice one, and transport down to my land near Emu Park, it's $6,500 delivery from Rockhampton, which seems like a lot. I can buy shipping containers for about $2,500, really nice ones, for $2,500, 20-foot. So he's charging me $4,000 basically for delivery, which seems extortionate when I can get tiny homes delivered from Brisbane delivered to my door on my land for $2,500. So I think this guy in Rocky's having a bit of a lend to me as well, thinking about it. Now it's in his warehouse, and this is where it all goes pear-shaped. The container home was shipped, or the fallout home is in his warehouse, in the guy that wants to do the delivery. And you're sort of over a barrel a bit here. If you've got another delivery, or another shipping guy in to deliver it, is this guy going to allow it? Is he going to kick up the stink? Is he going to make things hard for you? Is he going to block you? So really, these are more negatives I'm thinking about as I go. There's a lot of negatives growing as I go, and there's not too many positives. The other negative, of course, is I can't walk around the home, and Mum can't try it out either, and Mum's going to be living there, so she can't check it out beforehand and walk around a set-up version of the home. Doesn't mean to be a display home with furniture in it, but just to walk through a set-up version of the home. Feel how the floor moves as you walk across it. Does it all? A big bloke like me walking across the floor, does it make the floor bend down really badly, or we don't know. We don't know any of that. There's so many unknowns. And the big negative there is there's so many unknowns. Anyway, so hope this video is useful. I did a video because so many people were asking me about the tiny home and what it was like. And I'm sure my brothers have got questions as well, and Mum's got questions. I did this to Mum as well, this video, so I get everything all in one video, and there's some people at work that are interested in this tiny house as well. And people at the uni I'm talking to. So I thought I'd do this video and just get it all out there and show you what it's like and put my 2 cents in for what it's worth. Hope the video was useful. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Oh, any questions? If you've got any questions, ask them in the comments and I'll reply pretty quickly. I'll keep an eye on the comments pretty quickly. And so if you've got any questions about anything, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.